Right now, the southern U.S. border is readying for an increase in migrants seeking refuge. It comes as the COVID-era immigration policy, Title 42, is set to end tomorrow. This is a look inside a temporary migrant shelter that's set up and ready to go in El Paso. Today, city leaders worked with the Office of Emergency Management to set up cots inside this middle school to serve as a migrant shelter when and if they see an influx of immigrants coming to the city tomorrow.
We are clear-eyed about the challenges we are likely to face in the days and weeks ahead, which have the potential to be very difficult.
Secretary of Homeland Security Alejandro Mayorkas announced new policies that seek to shift asylum seekers from away from the border, with 100 processing centers in Central and South America, but they're not set up just yet. Border towns aren't the only ones preparing for a surge in migrants seeking asylum. Many already arrived to East Texas with hopes they can start a new life in this community. In a special report, CBS anchor Mara Nelly Lopez explains how immigration experts in East Texas are preparing for the end of Title 42.
Well, it's not a problem that's far away from us at the border. It's actually here in all of East Texas.
It's a revolving door at the Hispanic American Association near Tyler's downtown. Assistant Director Gilbert Urbina says phones have been ringing. On the other line, migrants from all over wanting asylum status in East Texas. Like Heidi del Carmen. She arrived to East Texas a year ago from Nicaragua, seeking a better life for her two boys.
Todo lo que viví, yo creo que fue como una peli.
Everything I lived was like I was in a movie. You don't know if you're going to live or die.
She explains her life in Nicaragua was extremely difficult.
Uno a veces no tiene la culpa en el lugar donde uno vive, donde uno nació.
It's not your fault that you're born in a country that doesn't give you a good chance of life. You work and you work for the bare minimum. And when you look back, you realize how much exploitation there is.
And when given the opportunity to travel to East Texas, although terrifying, she would do anything to get her boys out of that constant struggle.
Y pues yo, Dios primero.
God willing, He will be able to help me bring my children here to me. Because if I have to return to my home country, I am afraid of what could happen to me.
Del Carmen is just one example of thousands of migrants who cross the border daily, risking their lives for a chance to start a new and better life in the United States.
The asylum is a very specific criteria that they have to meet. And many of the people don't meet that criteria. They're just fleeing poverty, instability, lack of employment.
Title 42 is a pandemic-era policy instilled by the Trump administration to put a pause on allowing people to cross into the U.S. in hopes to limit the spread of COVID-19. As that policy expires Thursday, both the federal and state government are working on plans to crack down on illegal crossings.
According to the Biden administration itself, they anticipate about 13,000 people coming across the border illegally every single day. If you extend that out over the course of a year, it means there will be about 4,700,000 people coming across the border a year.
The kind of migration we continue to see today requires more resources.
Title 42 is being replaced by a new rule that states migrants who cross the southern border without authorization must first prove they asked for protection in a third country or face tough consequences. Here in East Texas, the Hispanic American Association is busy working to help those who arrive at their doorstep.
We have to give them the legal explanation as to whether or not they can stay here.
Even if it's not the news they want to hear.
If they do not meet the criteria, then there's very little that can be done for them. So they've basically traveled here without any plan, and they don't have a real legal way to remain in the United States.
Reporting in Tyler, Marangeli Lopez, CBS 19.
Mata, thanks for that report. The Hispanic American Association is open for appointments Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. For more information on their resources, visit our website, cbs19.tv.